Well, hello again, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. I'd like to talk about Wesley Willis, who is a Chicago native. Wesley Willis suffered from schizophrenia, and he was a performing musician who found his fame in synchronicity with Napster. So I have to say, I believe that Jello Biafra was the one that said that no one had their music pirated on Napster more than this guy, and that's got to be the truth. Here's one that just popped up 5 days ago: Wesley Willis's Joyrides, full documentary. We've got. Now, this is interesting here. This shot in Bloomington, this live footage, as I saw Wesley Willis perform at the Fireside Bowl, and he was wearing the same outfit. He had on these dark green sweatpants that were huge. I never saw sweatpants that size, I don't think. And this green, I forget what was on the shirt, but that looks exactly like what I remember at the show. I did go see him live at the Fireside Bowl. There's the daddy of rock and roll, and then Wesley Willis as himself. Shorter documentary. Wesley Willis Experience. This is his touring band, his touring rock and roll band. That's the name of it, the Wesley Willis Experience. And they did tour. The Howard Stern footage is worth checking out. And then we have a greatest hits album. I got to tell you, well, I commented on this, so I'll just read that comment. I saw him perform at the Fireside Bowl. He was fantastic. Someone overdosed, and the paramedics came and wheeled that person out. This guy who had overdosed collapsed right underneath where the bowling ball is painted on lane one. So Fireside Bowl is a bowling alley, and on the other end, away from the stage, there is a wall that runs parallel with the lanes, and there is painted a rolling giant bowling ball with colors shooting out the back end of it. Real 70s style mural. And this guy had overdosed. He had walked down the lanes and then collapsed right in front of the bowling ball. And that's just one of my memories from that night. A very bizarre, what a wonderful place to overdose. At the Wesley Willis show, right in front of the giant bowling ball. So I also did get my headbutt from Wesley Willis. I was the last person in line. I tend to do that. I will try to be last. Which they say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's not the case. If you want to meet an artist or go to a signing, you want to be somewhere in the middle, I think. If you're last, I tend to hurry you on out of there. He headbutted everyone who approached him that night. In my recollection, he insisted. And that some people refused. I saw one girl who did not. She wanted to meet him, but she did not want to touch foreheads together. The young woman in front of me did invite him to their apartment for a party. And he refused. He said that no, he doesn't do that anymore, and that he was living a healthy lifestyle. And she insisted that he didn't have to do anything. He could just come and enjoy their company, and he wasn't having any of it, insisting on headbutting her. And I do not think that it was a bruise on his head from headbutting, as stated. It looked swollen, like a huge acorn. It was actually kind of scary. This dark patch on his forehead, it looked like a growth. And I've got to say, that was the second best show that I ever saw at the Fireside Bowl because Tub Ring. Tub Ring is a local band that I saw play at the Fireside Bowl 2 times, at least, maybe 3. But I have to say, we had a really fun night at that Wesley Willis performance. Everyone was smiling and singing along, unlike any other show, more so. The only other show I ever saw where people were singing along like that was Paul McCartney. Wesley had a great spirit about him that truly shined through as he made his music. It was a truly magical evening that day at the Fireside Bowl watching him perform. He's a brilliant artist who left us too soon, and he will be missed. But I was lucky enough to actually be able to witness him perform live. I went to that show by myself, and I am so glad that I did, because not much longer after that we lost Wesley. So if you're not a fan of Wesley Willis's music, I would twist your arm to change that. And I've got to warn you, watching these documentaries are not always going to leave you feeling very positive. It's kind of a sad story. But ultimately, he was lucky and he lived the life that I believe he wanted to live. Although I think a lot of people did kind of take advantage of Wesley. I myself went and saw him perform, but what I saw in him performing was that he enjoyed it. He really did. It almost seemed to me like the joke was on us with Wesley Willis. That's what it seemed like. But we'll never know. Anyway, take care of yourselves and enjoy music. Be nice and peace. Rock on, Chicago. Rock over, London. Volvo for life.